BMW has been in the business of making luxury vehicles for about 80 years, and one of its most popular models, the M Series, just got a substantial upgrade with its 2015 M3 and M4 models. Well, here to talk about it and the new generation is Bloomberg auto columnist Jason Harper, who got to take these both for a spin, both of them.
Indeed. There's the M3 has been the iconic name since the 1980s. It's sort of the car that, it's the 3 Series, which is very popular, but if you wanted the faster, sort of toothier version of the 3 Series, you bought an M3. Well, now there's also the M4, which is a 2-door version, same car basically, but they've just given it a new name.
5th generation.
This is 5th generation.
Is it a better generation?
In some ways it is. I mean, the problem with these cars, they always change, and everybody says back in the day it was way better. That's, the way of these things. The previous generation, I thought, had a V8 engine. It was a little heavier. It was a little more staid.
Right. This
one has a twin turbo engine, an inline 6, and it really comes alive.
Zippy?
It is far more than zippy. It's one of these cars that you can, you watch those commercials and it says, do not attempt.
Right.
It's one of those cars you can do those things, preferably on a closed race course, but it can make you look pretty heroic.
What's the difference between the sedan and the coupe?
Really 4 doors. 4 doors or 2.
That's it.
The sedan looks a little taller. It's you can put 4 people in. You can fit 4 people in the coupe as well, but you have to get smushed back there a little bit. So.
All right. Hey, talk to me a little about the drive, because if I remember, there's a dynamic stability control, and you can have it kind of in the conservative mode, or you can kind of amp it up.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you're running around town with a latte in your hand, you don't want, 500, 600 horsepower to kill you. So you leave it in sort of normal driving mode, and it putts around town. It's fine. You could let your grandmother drive it. If you change the settings on this thing into sort of the alpha mode, it turns into an alpha machine where you can literally take it to the racetrack and do, pretty heroic things, which I did. And, you can get the car to slide and smoke and look pretty amazing. And then you can put it back into conservative mode and putt back home.
What's the cost on this puppy?
They are around $60,000, which is, they're 60, 65, which is about $18,000 over the sort of regular 335i. So it's a bragmobile. This is, you're making a point that I got the M3 and not just the 3.
What car like this is not a bragmobile? Hey, talk to me, because you just got your professional driver's license.
So I
thought you were a professional driver.
Well, I drive professionally, but I'm not a professional driver, right? And all men want to be race car drivers. So how do you do it? And essentially, you can get your race car license, which I just did through an organization called IMSA. And I talked to Ferrari, and they have a race series with just Ferraris with guys who come and race each other called the Ferrari Challenge. And they're going to lend me a car, and in September, go to a legendary racetrack called Watkins Glen and race all these other sort of wealthy guys in a very fast car. So I'm going to get a coach, I'm going to learn how to do it, and I'm going to try to keep the shiny side up, as they say.
The shiny side up. What do you need a coach for, though, at this point?
Well,
is it because about the car, or just how to kind of go through a race?
And that's what's kind of neat, is you can be a normal guy, you don't have to have a background as a race car driver, but you can buy the car, which is called a Ferrari Challenge car, about $300,000. You can't take it on the road, it is a race car.
Okay.
But then they basically provide you the team and support and find you a coach, so they teach you how to actually race. It's different than just doing laps on a racetrack, because you're wheel to wheel, and these guys are competitive. There's wrecks, they're
serious, right?
It's very serious, and that's what I'm learning, is that we'll see what I've got myself into. I might have got myself in over my head. What's worse could happen?
Hey, quickly, you got this professional driver's license. What did you learn that you didn't know in terms of driving?
Well, I'm still learning. That's the thing. I sort of have the provisional driving license on the idea that I've got enough experience where they will give me this license, but through the coaching, I'll find out whether I can actually am good enough to race.
You're going to shoot some video, and then we'll get to see how you do in this challenge?
There'll be lots of cool video.
You're a little nervous?
I am indeed, yeah. Any smart man would be.